Hey, what's going on, Vol Nation? This is Frank, House of Orange Sports Channel, coming at you. Some pretty big news today, and we're going to talk about what to make of this. Pete Nakos on 3 Sports reports that Nico Iamaleava and Tennessee are in negotiations on a new contract. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Make sure you hit the like, the share, the subscribe along the way. Really appreciate all your support here, especially with portal season stuff. I'm going to kind of do a portal update here in a bit as we talk about it as well. But right now, the topic, football, going to kind of shift to that, try to get some recruiting stuff in with orange and white game this weekend, look at recruiting as well. So that's what's to come probably sometime tomorrow evening, hopefully, on that. But the big topic today, and the way it depends on how you look at it. Some outlets take it. You see so many Facebook posts or something that try to be Vol news out there. And, it's kind of like, to me, I don't know if he's a teacher, you ever done it. You have fun, you whisper one thing, and you go around the room to see what it makes it to when it gets back to you. It's kind of like that. The Pete Nakos article says that Nico and Tennessee are in negotiations on a new contract. That much it says, active negotiations, and it says that ahead of the 2025 season. And he says specifically it remains unclear if these negotiations will impact Iamaleava's decision regarding the spring transfer portal, which does open next week. And he does go on to say that sources have indicated Nico's happy at Tennessee and has a strong relationship with Josh Heupel, and they're hoping to finalize this before Saturday's orange and white game. So that, to me, doesn't sound that bad. And what's happened here, and it was reported, of course, there was I'm going to discuss what I think here, what seems logical, and I'm going to discuss some issues that I have here as well. Nico said, when he signed it, was said he signed up to like an $8 million contract coming out of high school. He's in year 3 of that. The market's shifted now with Carson Beck getting his deal from Miami. That was a pretty big deal. You had the quarterback from Tulane going to Duke, getting a pretty big deal as well. Bryce Underwood, true freshman, coming into Michigan, got a big deal also. So now it's coming out, Nico is going to negotiate. Now, are there negotiations happen? I think so. Is Tennessee in danger of Nico hitting the portal? I don't think so. And I saw Austin Price, VolQuest.com. He said that Nico did not get a new deal back in December when there was all these posts and stuff. And that so these deals, the way Austin Price talked, this has been ongoing for a bit. So, how much is he trying to get? It remains to be seen on that. My guess is you'll see when we get to the fall, obviously Saturday to the fall, your quarterback's going to be Nico Iamaleava. Now, here's kind of my issues that I have with it. Some of the stuff I read back after the season, when there's these posts, these cryptic posts out here, and all of a sudden you get Mike Matthews supposedly heading to the portal. Tennessee ends up getting him to stay, which was big for them. I have a problem with that because some that I said that I read said that Mike Matthews maybe got cold feet that Nico was leaving. A part of me says, well, that's hard to believe in this day and age with cell phones and these kids always having them on them. Couldn't you just shoot a text message and find out? But if that's the case, that's a problem. Now, why is this leaking? Negotiations. Who has leaked it? This is the same as Ricky Gibson a while back saying Ricky Gibson's going to get the portal. Everything I've read now says Ricky Gibson's good to go. So were there some negotiations that happened after Ricky Gibson did it? Now Nico and his camp. My question is, who keeps leaking this? Is it agents? Is it the party themselves? But I don't think, people are throwing off on Nakos because I think he's been pretty good so far. I really don't feel he's putting this stuff out here if he's not getting this from someone. And I don't feel he's just going to come out and put something out there that's not on it. He did not say Nico's about to hit the portal. He did say it's active negotiations. He did say it's unclear whether this would affect him hitting the portal or not. I have my opinion. Like my opinion on it is, my factual, educated thought is, this is just a negotiating ploy. They're going to negotiate a new deal. They'll have it in place. We'll be good to go on that. My opinion on it is, why is this not happening behind the scenes? Why does this stuff keep getting leaked out here? I don't know if it's happening at other programs as much because I follow Tennessee, obviously. But this is twice now that your starting quarterback and your leader, there's stuff out, the cryptic post back after the season. Now this that gets out there. I don't like the look, and I'm not throwing off on the guy or nothing like that, but this is just, I don't like this part of NIL. If you want, I'm all for them getting money. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with them getting their worth. I have no problem with them getting more money. Why do we keep leaking this, though? It doesn't need to be leaked. Go behind the scenes, handle it with Spire, with the code, whoever those channels are, instead of putting it out there in public. And this is, I would even venture to say it's a few times now that it's been put out there. It was put out back that Boo Carter may hit the portal, and then negotiations. Of course, that was said that that was more due to him wanting to play both sides of the ball. And then Ricky Gibson, the Mike Matthews stuff as well. Why does this stuff keep getting leaked? Why can it not get handled behind the scenes? So again, I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if it's agent driven, if it's connection driven, family driven, or what with it. But it's a problem, and it's not going to get better with this. Now, if they put a cap on NIL, if they put a cap and it's not just a cap on football, it's a cap across the athletic program. All right. Something's going to have to give at times on this. You get a guy wanting to go $3 to $4 million. Okay. Well, or is it going to take away from another program because I got to pay this quarterback? Not necessarily Nico, just in general. Or I have to pay this receiver or someone about it. Again, I don't have a problem with these guys getting their money. I don't have a problem with it. But you ask some former athletes who played years ago, that's who's going to have the problem. These guys that couldn't get any benefits without it being an improper violation. I mean, you couldn't as much get, a Pepsi given to you without it being an improper violation. Now, here we are, these negotiations and such. It's just, I don't know what to say about it. And, I don't think we know the whole truth with everything. It's the problem with the leaks, and then, one thing comes out, it spreads to another, and it spreads to another, and it goes to another with it. Where does it go? Where does it end up at? I don't think there's any end in sight to what it is. And, I've seen some, of course, read the message board saying, well, what kind of market would be out there for Nico? I can guarantee you, if he hits the portal, there will be a market out there for him. That you can bet that. There's programs all over who would take quarterbacks with his talent. Now, the other part is, well, did he perform well enough to get this? I understand that question. I get it, because once we got to SEC play, he had these moments. But are we doing this based on growth, his projected growth, where we think he'll be? I don't know. I'm going to do probably next week a post-spring stuff. I'm going to be honest, man, on what I'm hearing, just a spoiler, I am not real high on this team going into the fall, right? And maybe it's because they've had so many injuries. But I am a bit concerned about this team. And, what's going to come off here as well with their quarterback and stuff. Because if it's not Nico, it'll be Merklinger, obviously. I mean, you got George McIntyre on campus too. But I really think, I will say this, I think at the end of this year, we need Nico to go pro. I think for all parties involved, it's getting to that point. We need him to have a good year and then move on to the next level. That way we can go from there. That's just my opinion. I'm not throwing off, but I'm starting to get tired of the drama, whether it's intended, whether it's leaks, whether what it is. I don't think there would be these leaks. I don't think there would be these cryptic posts for no reason. That's just my opinion on it. But what I think is factual here, I think both sides will get a deal done and we'll move on. But, leave me some comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on it as well. And we'll see what comes of it and keep you updated on anything like that. I'll do a portal video for basketball later on tonight. Let you guys know what I'm reading on where Tennessee's at with targets, what's the latest with the Mint, what's the latest Rodney Rice, and so on. But you guys have a great rest of your evening. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange. Hit the like, the share, the subscribe. Check out the links in the description for the channel membership, channel Patreon. As little as $1 a month can go to greatly help the channel as well. Or if you just want to say thanks, that super thanks, bottom right-hand corner. Always greatly appreciated as well. But have a great rest of your evening. And last but not least, go Vols.